No, I do tons of stuff in Manitoba, man. Like they do these Wi-Fi Wednesday tournaments, you know, and
really?
I enter those from time to time. I place well. Like I place well in those. Won a few of them over some good players. Like I'm pretty active in the Manitoba scene. But yeah, no, they got some good stuff going on over there. They have some very solid players. But speaking of solid players, we got Br1 versus Midnight.
This is gonna be big. Definitely super excited for this one, man. Yeah, well, it's winners finals, man. You know, best of 5, so we're gonna see a lot of action right here. I don't know, I can't predict the game 5 here, but if it does, I wouldn't be surprised. We're gonna see how it's gonna go. Midnight definitely gonna have a bit of a hard time approaching Bruno's shield because of the simple fact that unless he connects with that Nair, if he breathes on Bruno's shield, oh, that's gonna be one way to deal with it though. The Tomahawks are definitely gonna come in handy, and so far just completely eruptive at the moment as Bruno can't get any footing.
Yeah, and this is Palutena, everybody. This character is very solid at these low percents. The Nair BNB is being like 40%, and then you keep pressuring afterwards, and Midnight's one of the players that's so good at pressuring, but Palu kind of starts to falter a little bit in the late game. She's still very good, has tons of solid kill options, but slowly her main tools start to get less useful, and you know, Bruno can start to pick up the pace as we see that he's doing here. Basically an even game now, 91 to 113. Yeah, 113.
It's just one of those things when it comes to Snake, you know, it seems like they do better when it comes to the more percent that they have, because no matter how many times, they don't mind. They're so used to playing in the triple digits that they don't mind going for trades anytime, any day. They'll hold grenade, they'll trade no problem, and then eventually all it takes is that one big boot, either being the back air or the up tilt. But right now, though, it is Midnight on the offense as he's trying to find a way here to end his stock, and he will be able to connect right there with a nice up tilt with so much multi-hit, and Bruno was not ready for it.
Yeah, that move it's very difficult to know when it's time to punish that move, especially at high percents, you know? Like, I'll see that move and I'll be like, wait, how many hits is this? I just won't know.
Exactly.
Obviously, that's what happened once again.
It's really unfortunate, you know. It's so frustrating as a competitor sometimes when you think, okay, I've held my shield long enough, let me just drop it real quick, and then boom, the last hit connects. And like, oh, man.
It's got to be long enough now, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that might have been the situation in that case, but right now we're gonna see a snipe to come out here from Bruno to tie things up at 2 stocks apiece. But Midnight's still in a very considerable lead.
Now this is Palutena. If you let this character get the lead and they are okay to keep pushing, as Midnight very well is, you'll see deficits like this, 120 to 22. And at this spot, it's a lot harder for Bruno to claw back in. That's why you cannot allow Palu any chance to get that lead, and just, you know, that's what Bruno let him have. But still, even as we say that, the percents are still slowly climbing back up for Br1. He's still doing good work. That upper will do it.
Yep, that upper, you know, super sneaky. A lot of Palutenas, they love to go right up there. Sometimes they know that you're not expecting it, because I mean, that second jump goes pretty high up there, and that's gonna definitely take away the stock. And here Bruno is down to their final one there in game 1. Does have Midnight though on the ropes at triple digits, so it's for sure very, very possible, and was trying to find the finisher with the down smash, and unfortunately cannot just get that big hit. Up till we'll finally do it though. We're at final stocks each. What do you think, Kodra?
I think that this is still very doable for both competitors. Obviously, you see the percent deficit, but Bruno, from these last 2 stocks, has shown us that that percent deficit means nothing. Already evening the game right back up. It's now, you know, Midnight has been the one who's been taking the stocks first twice. You know, he took stock 1 and 2 first, but Bruno slowly trying to make that the opposite. You know, you see all these percents slowly flying for both players now. It's anyone's game by all means.
Oh, it's gonna connect. The forward smash actually gonna do it. You know, how often do you see a Palutena forward smash and that actually will be able to take it away?
Very rarely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was a really, really good read to come out from Midnight. Had to roll the dice on that one play and was able to get rewarded for it. Will be taking the first game.
I think that's one of the things that Midnight was holding a little bit in his back pocket. You know, he's like, okay, Snake, you know how he's gonna land. He's either gonna B reverse and then air dodge down to the stage. And Midnight hadn't really hard punished it until then, when he stood there, waited, and let the wings do their job. That was very good. He just waited for that.
I know, what a beautiful play, and definitely rewarded. 1-0 over Bruno. And I mean, every game matters at this point, right? So, I mean, the thing is, that was super close, though. I gotta say, quite surprised just how much of a nail biter that went down to. Like you were saying, Midnight was able to always clutch out the first stock each and every time. So, right there in the last bit where Bruno kind of had him on the ropes, I'm glad to see that he was still able to clutch it. Game 2, we're gonna see it here on PS2 yet again. I think Snakes, man, they love this stage.
Oh yeah, this is a very solid Snake stage. And I think this game, Game 2, is going to determine I think this game is going to determine whether we go to Game 5 or like Game 3, you know? Because I think if Bruno allows Midnight to get the first stock again and lead with the same pacing that Midnight was leading before, I think Bruno might just not be able to undo that Game 3. But I think if Bruno does what he's been doing so far this game, and he starts being, you know, he's the one to lead the pace and get the damage first, I think we could go to a Game 5. And that's what we're seeing so far, as Bruno's the one to lead with the damage early on.
Alright, so that, we're going to see it there, chipping it away this time around. You know, Bruno decided to go for the more passive Snake playstyle, and it is definitely showing that it's very effective here, as he's got Midnight there at 122%, still there nicely with 68, and you're not seeing it go out of control like we saw there in the last game, where Midnight just kept pretty much, you know, pressuring Bruno, and then Bruno having to make the comeback plays to get anything going. Rage isn't a fact. That up B, though, is going to armor straight through it. That's going to be a very big lucky break.
But there it is, the roll behind grab, back throw, not gonna do it actually, barely. I thought that definitely would have killed, but Snake is a very chunky lad.
Yeah, most definitely. You know how it goes, man. Those cheeks don't lie, dude. And we're gonna see all the Outta Smashville things, though. It's gonna take it, and we're gonna see them once again. Fresh stocks.
And still, you know, I said before that the pacing was going to be, you know, was going to decide the game. There's no clear pacing yet because Midnight got the damage and so did Br1. So both players right now are still like, you know, I think like, I thought the first stock was going to be the decider of it, but it wasn't. It's still anyone's game, and we don't know if we're going to Game 5 or Game 3 just yet. But slowly Midnight showing us that he wants to just close this out. Oh my god!
Midnight showing it off again, is gonna get the read, get the play, and gonna be taking a dominant lead so far. Midnight is looking for the top of the podium right now. Bruno gonna have to try to pull something out here, because like you said there, Kodra, I don't know about going down 2-0 versus Midnight. I don't think a 3-0 could happen just yet. You want to try to tie up the set and try to keep this set extended.
Yeah, it's gonna be very difficult though, because, you know, once Palu gets that lead, it keeps going up and up and up and up. Br1 though has shown that he's able to make these comebacks, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be the case, as there it is, the jump read up air, and Midnight will get a very definitive 2-stock. We're going to Game 3.
Oh man, Midnight just coming out swinging, dude. Oh my god, what we're gonna be doing right here. I don't know what Bruno's gonna have to dig in for. More than grenades and C4s right now, definitely. He's got to stuff the boots a little bit more, you know? Steel toe boots, maybe.
Yeah. You know, Midnight is a god playing a goddess. This guy has just adapted to Br1's new patient and passive playstyle in game 2 just on the fly, you know? Because you could tell Br1 completely switched his style, but it didn't matter. Midnight was still ready to keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and push he did.
Yeah, and it worked out completely just like you saw there. I mean, for the most part, Bruno definitely had the big lead, and then somewhere along the lines, you know, just kind of dropped it right here. So, I mean, just to give you a little bit of updates, so far we got Amante and Rem 2-2 to make it to loser semifinals. And on the other side, Sansko is up 1-0 versus a coward. What we're going to see, though, remember, the winners of those two sets are what we're going to be casting next here at ANG Esports.
I cannot wait for that one, man. It's going to be such a good set.
But we're going to be here
at PS2. But here we go, though.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think you might as well stick to your guns at this point, right? Because this is a good stage for Palu, but it's also a decent stage for you, so it's like, you know, like what else do you really have, right?
I mean, I don't know, Kalos? What about Kalos, though? I feel like that's a very Snake stage as well.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised not going there. You definitely don't want to go to Yoshi's story, because Midnight's definitely been killing a lot with those up airs from the top, so you don't want to fall for that again. But I think Kalos might have been the better one. possibly Town and City. I don't know. But PS2 is going to be the pick right here, and game 3, where Bruno's going to have to try to go ahead with this reverse 3-0 in this set. I don't know what to tell you. It is going to be difficult, but he's going to try to do it. And so far right now, at least up by very little percent. But as I say that, there comes the trade, and we're going to see the lead stolen away.
All right, here, yeah, like you said, Kylos and Town could have been the better picks, but there it is, seeing and reacting to that up tilt, or to the counter, excuse me, going to hit that up tilt, and now, percent's slow, now the lead is in Br1. I think this might be, or unless he had one game 2, I think this is the first stock lead that Br1 has taken, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, actually, you're right about that. Actually, I didn't even realize, but you're right. So it is going to be the first time that Bruno finally takes that first stock, and we're going to see if that will be the difference maker here in game 3. So far, though, holding on to this lead as much as possible, and I like the fact, you know, trying to extend that lead as much as you can here. Chip away with grenades all day, because you know for sure that your opponent has to come to you, and Bruno is not afraid to utilize that. Oh, but it's going to be the back throw into the grenade. I think even without the grenade, I don't think he would have lived that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either. You know, that's probably back throw, everybody. So what do you really expect at the end of the day, right? Especially for where it was at. But still, now the percent's still climbing on for Br1. Once you don't let Palu get that lead, and once Snake can play his game, Palu starts to fall apart. And there it is, the up tilt slowly falling apart more and more. Midnight gets just hit really hard and dies.
But we're talking about, man, get the steel toe boots. Right? Get the steel toe boots instead of the tins.
Yeah, the steel toe boots.
It's doing the trick right now. And he's going to be able to get that nice little lead. He's got 31% here on Midnight. I think, though, if Bruno wants to try to solidify this W, he's got to get more damage than that here in this final stock for Midnight, because you never know. One Nair Train combo could actually bring all that percent back, no problem. Bruno recognizing that explosive flame, but unfortunately he's going to fall straight to his grenade and almost losing stock there to that up air.
Definitely here, and now the up air. No, the oh wait, oh no, he did die. Okay, I thought that grenade would have saved him, but still dying even without the last hit properly connecting. And now Bruno, you said that he still needed to get even more damage, and 82 should be enough here if he wants to take this to at least a game 4 here with Midnight answering back with some nairs now.
Oh, I like all that pressure there onto the shield. I mean, Midnight, unfortunately, just didn't really have any options there except for roll, and drop shield, and then boom. You know, it was either the Nikita or the grenade to hit you, and it worked out completely. So far, though, we're seeing Midnight starting to bring this back very slowly, and it's going to be that steel toe boots definitely doing the trick. We're going to be
not going to be enough, though. What a great read there. Br1 realized, like, okay, I am in advantage. I can just wait. I don't have to push the bill. I don't have to make you come to me. And when you do come to me with that grab, with that nair, you're getting the steel toes. There it is. We're going to game 4, like you said.
Know it. Yeah, man. I mean, game 4 kind of expected. I wonder if we're going to see the whole set at PS2 now. I don't know if I would. I mean, Midnight's definitely playing so well on the stage, but it's like maybe if Bruno kind of got the download on that last one, that could be a little bit dangerous to take him back to PS2, where he's starting to get more and more comfortable. But then again, like I said, that match was completely close anyways. Midnight could have had that as well.
Definitely. I don't think Midnight would be wrong to go to this stage, but I don't necessarily know if it would be like the optimal play per se. There are some good stages that you could go to, but PS2 is also just so good for Paolo at the same time.
And there we go. Let's see what stage I need. Oh, okay, we're going to Smashville. Let's get it. You know it, man. Straight into Smashville. We got to do at least one time every week. And that's going to be happening here in game 4. I think, I can't even keep track of this like the first time we've seen Smashville. We've rarely seen anything other than PS2 or in Kalos today. Oh, no, Bruno, don't make it mistakes. We'll get back onto the stage, though, but that was close.
Good. And that was a really smart play from Bruno there. Again, great stage utilization. He got off the ledge by jumping onto the platform and immediately placing a grenade so he could cover himself. That was a very good trick there from Bruno to just reset neutral. But even if he reset neutral against Palu, doesn't seem like it might be enough. Just kidding. That is a even-ish percent in Midnight now. Still, this is still anyone's game.
Yeah, definitely still has the lead right here. Oh, barely avoiding that up tilt. I mean, you see Snake there with rage in effect, and that's going to be a very scary up tilt. You definitely want to try to find some way here to end this stock and make sure that Br1 doesn't necessarily capitalize off of that. Snake with rage hits way too hard, and that's going to be super dangerous for Midnight.
Definitely. Alright, and now Br1 living to 150, still getting the kill first. The up tilt. Oh my goodness. Br1 takes the first stock on Midnight's counter pick too. This is looking like it's a very big goal game 5.
You see how I think that killed like below 100, so it's just really painful to see it. And that's what we were referring to when you want to try to get rid of this stock. Finally, Midnight will do so, not taking too much damage here, only at 20%.
Yeah, Br1 tried to whiff punish Palutena back air. That's not something you can do very reliably, and you're gonna die for it there.
You see once again,
and now of course still Br1. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
No, I was just saying we're both saw the same thing. Br1 is just gonna be setting up that tent. You know, he took the opportunity to kind of slow down the gameplay, and we're like the whole story of this set has just been honestly it's toe to toe up until the last stock when someone's able to clutch it out. But in this case, wow, this is what I was talking about, Kodra. In this matchup, this is the dangerous part for Midnight. It's just how early Snake can kill with that up tilt. Because Palutena, you know, look at her, man. She don't got that much meat on her bones. So I mean, she's not going to be a heavyweight, and we're seeing it here as Br1. That's what's been keeping them in the game, especially here in Game 4 around Smashville.
Yeah, no, I think like the thing with this matchup is that Palutena does not get as much off of her hits, which is crazy to say because it's Palutena, as Snake does, because Snake's damage output, especially with Br1s, is just so high. But that forward air going to take that stock, but it's just so high. Still, though, at the same time, you have to factor in, like you said, Snake kills you really early, so you need less hits as Snake. But you get less, but you get more off the less that you get, if that makes any sense.
I don't know about that one, man. Oh my god, yo.
So someone in chat understood what I mean. Shout out to whoever that was. But anyway.
But we're gonna see it there as, oh my god, this is what we were saying. Look at these two, they're keeping it so close. It is just one big hit away. Midnight, look at that force smash, and unfortunately with the stutter step in. Oh my god, what a beautiful play here to come up from Br1. Gonna tie things up here, actually going here to Game 5, and might try to pull off this reverse 3-0. Wow.
Yeah, and Br1 right now just I think he really started to take your advice with those steel boots. Every single kill that he got that game was up tilts. Below 110%. Like, oh my gosh, man. Br1, she's fighting back hard.
Like, I'm just thinking to myself, if I was in Midnight's shoes right now, I would have to take a moment for myself before this Game 5. I'd actually be so frustrated that I've lost my stocks 3 times in a row that early on by the same move. I'm sure that's not going to be a lot of fun, but we're going to be heading here to Game 5. I want to see that hype yet again here from the chat. Show them what's up. Show your boys some love right here in the chat. Cheer them on. We're going to be getting there back into Smashville, and we're going to see if Br1 is going to be able to accomplish the 3-0, or is Midnight finally going to find that definitive win?
You know, I think this is still a good pick from Midnight. The game that Br1 won there on the Game 4 was a comeback. So as long as Midnight does not allow Br1 to get that same pace, he'll be in a great spot, and we already see he is in this great spot, already climbing up to 110% up air, not going to connect there, but still just Midnight's just he's putting the throttle to the bottle. Yeah,
he's definitely going for me. You're right about it. I mean, he's got to definitely pull it out. He had this in the bag like 2 games ago, and he's here finding himself in a Game 5. I'm sure he's kind of frustrated, but that's going to be a nice little first stock.
Yeah, you can tell Midnight's fighting angry right now, man. Only taking 27%, especially against a character like Snake who gets so much damage off those nade confirms and off of those cooked nades that Br1's so good at. Midnight just not letting him do it at all as the percents still climb on more. Midnight has lapped him. Midnight is pushing him hard, still pushing his disadvantage. The F smash again. Is Midnight just gonna make this a 3-1 situation right now?
Definitely playing super crispy right now. I mean, looking for this W. Where was this Midnight before to close out this set? Br1's gonna have to dig very deep right now, as he's just mentioning, being there, lapped in percentages as well, down to the second stock. I mean, for sure that up tilt will be coming in handy, but Midnight is not making it easy whatsoever here for Br1. Gonna go ahead with the sniper and up air at the top. And like you mentioned, now we're going to see a 3-1 scenario.
What is going to be the answer from Br1 AV? Up smash still not doing it, and Br1 just needs so much, especially when, you know, the playstyle that has been rewarded for him so far is a defensive playstyle that he can use if he doesn't let Midnight get the lead. So when you let Midnight get a lead that is this big, how do you answer back, especially as Snake? That's an answer.
I mean, that's one, but he's got to do that 2 more times, and now it's Midnight coming in with a fresh stock and their second stock too, so they actually have 2 chances still to clutch this one out. Midnight is trying to get as aggressive as possible, but there comes those nice pesky down tilts that, you know, like you mentioned.
That's 5 of them.
They look, like you mentioned, they look like BM. They do. It does look like it, but no, it's actually been very, very great. What a fantastic tool being utilized by Bruno, and it's been doing the job.
It's like how Mars uses the turbo teabags to like legitimately condition his opponents, you know? It's like it doesn't look like it's something that should work, but it's something that does, and still okay. PR1, he could make this reverse 3 stock actually. It's possible, man.
He went all the way down for that, and he was able to actually find their mark and take it away. And looking for that forward smash, I think looking for a forward smash that early was not the move, and unfortunately put him in a very bad position that Midnight takes advantage of. We'll be moving on to Grand Finals.
And man, we really did see a game 5. You know, we were saying early on, like, we didn't know if we were actually going to see a game 5 between these players, but we did. Br1 forced it from a 2-0 deficit, and even though he didn't get the complete 3-0 reversal, still got to put some respect on that. He played very well at the last half there, except for when Midnight just clutched it out. Great stuff to him. We're going to see him in Grand's winner's side. But for now, let's take a trip down to a loser's semis now that we have it decided.
Oh, I'm very excited for that match as well, and it's actually bringing a player that I have not seen here in an extremely long time. Sans is going to be coming back here on stream as the Bowser, if you all know him. So I'm very excited for that one. Obviously, when I did play, it was Bowser here in Ultimate, so I always love to see some Bowser gameplay. Beautiful stuff though, man, from Midnight. I have to say, super impressed, super happy for him. You know, just so much grinding in like the previous months, and you're seeing it all being showcased. To take out a player like Bruno, that is not easy, and you saw it happen right there. Great stuff. But with that being said, though, I gotta plug. Remember, I gotta plug a little bit. Remember here, if you like today, you know where to find us every single Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You always want to show up right here, straight out of Smashville every week. We usually do chapters, today being a hardcover. All of it goes towards the SOS PR. We also do other events as well, like